Before we begin, we acknowledge the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people of this nation and recognise their continuing connection to land, waters and culture. We acknowledge that we meet, write and broadcast on the traditional country of the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. We would like to pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging and extend that respect to other Indigenous people who are present. Sovereignty was never ceded, always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Stife and Lyle. My name is Zoe and I might die from the surge water tonight because, don't drink the surge water, guys.
Because it's probably poison.
It's probably poison.
And my name is Emily and my parents have gone away for over a month and there are ants everywhere in our house.
In your pants.
We've got ants in my kitchen is what I have, which is really nowhere. They're all over the kitchen table. They're hiding in the little cracks.
They're just trying to keep you company.
I don't want them there. I love a spider. I don't want an ant. There's too many. One ant I could tolerate. 10,000, too many. Too many ants.
You physically counted 10,000 ants?
I did, one by one.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really good at maths.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm pretty smart.
Alrighty, Stife and Lyle, guys. Today we got a very exciting episode. I did research for this episode, guys.
She did.
Get excited. We're doing aesthetics. We're going to go through what is an aesthetic, what types of aesthetics are there,
what are like the standing points of each individual aesthetic, kind of how they are, where they originated from, the kind of points in society that they service, and things like that, and then debate whether or not Zoe thinks that these aesthetics are sufficiently horny or not. Is the most important cornerstone.
That's going to be at least 20 minutes of the podcast.
Fantastic.
So strap in. But before we do that, we got to do the obligatory fit check.
Oh, you God, I forgot about that. Do you want to
Fit
come on? Off you go.
check.
So we've done some amazing makeup today.
Yeah. So I was at my boyfriend's last night. So whenever I'm at my boyfriend's, I gotta kind of pack light, and I had to bring my clothes to trivia. So I went to Emily's trivia. Go to Emily's trivia, guys.
It's really good. Go to Zoe's trivia as well. It's also really good.
So I've just got my lime green Hawaii shirt, which is actually part of a matching set. I have matching shorts and I have a matching hat.
Why don't you wear the shorts?
Because they smell like sunscreen. So
I like the smell of sunscreen. I'm not sniffing your shorts. Oh, actually, I don't know what you and your Mara are into, to be honest. So I don't want to.
Let's not talk. No, absolutely not.
Okay, keep going.
I've got some, like beige pants, comfy pants. It's hot. I'm trying to be kind of light and breezy.
That's why you wore pants. You wore full trousers.
If I wear shorts, my thighs will chafe.
Oh,
that's the reality of the situation.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That's kind of tragic.
It's fine. And I got some white shoes on, and I got some cherry earrings. So I was like, fuck, guys. Guess I got to do some cherry makeup for Stife and Lyle. I wouldn't, So I've got three little cherries on the curve of my eyes. You can see it. We'll take a photo
on
of
your
it
brow bone.
We'll take a photo of it for the Instagram. If you guys don't know or forgot, we are putting the fit checks on the Instagram page. Mum didn't realize. Mother, you now listen. Go check Instagram for the fit checks. I don't want to tell you again.
I had someone also get confused, and then they were like, "Why is there a picture of you on this Instagram account?" I'm like, "It's for the fit check for the episode." What's wrong with you?
They're on the Instagram.
They're on the Instagram.
Emily, what's your fit?
At Stife Lyle. I feel like I was feeling a little less inspired than you. I think I still pulled it together today.
You are. What do you mean? You look fantastic.
Thank you.
You look great.
I realized on the way here that everything I'm wearing was purchased over at least minimum 12 years ago.
Yes. Love it.
So this top is my mum's top.
Love it.
That I don't know when I think she's had it for longer than I've been alive for. The boots are also my mum's boots. I've got like knee.
Every time I need like one episode where you don't try and put your feet on the table.
Oh, is that what you were talking about? I was so confused.
Yes.
Anyway, they're my mum's little knee-high boots. They're very nice. Again, I don't know how long. She's had them for a really long time, and she didn't want to wear them anymore, so she gave them to me. And then this skirt, I'm wearing like a.
It's not actual denim.
No, it's like denim print, but it's not denim. It's like cotton, but.
So it's a jegging skirt.
It's kind of jegging adjacent. No, it is a bit, but it still looks nice.
It looks good.
I think, but I got it from Topshop when I got an early entry into my high school for 11 plus when I was in year 5.
So it's celebration fashion.
It is, but I was 10 years old.
It's fantastic.
When I purchased this skirt.
That's just called being environmentally conscious.
My mum bought it for me as a present when we went to Topshop because I got early entry into my high school.
You know what I really love? I love how well the skirt actually goes with your beret.
Yeah, the beret is actually more recent. The beret my friend Emma gave me for Christmas.
I think it looks good. I think they go really well together. So I think you've really done a great outfit today.
A beret outfit.
Yeah.
I'm really funny. Should we get straight into a little break and then we'll get straight into the episode,
yes,
Zoe?
We shall. Yes, we
we'll
shall.
We'll be right back.
Stife Lyle. Top tip number 1. Today I want to do a top tip about my eye makeup, how to do the specific look that I have on my eyes, these cherries. My top tip for you is if you really want to get into graphic liner and do it properly, invest in some nail art brushes with the little bally bits on the end, little circles, because you can just dip them in to your eyeliner, whatever eyeliner you have, stamp them on your eyes, do a couple lines, and bing, bang, boom, you've got some cherries. Alrighty, let's just dive into...
What is an aesthetic, Zoe?
Yeah, what is it?
Tell me.
What is it? So aesthetics, the principle of aesthetics kind of derived from philosophy. In philosophy, an aesthetic is a set of principles concerned with the nature and appreciation of beauty. So different artists and philosophers have different aesthetics that they see as the best way to create art and to create beauty. So it's like different laws and guidelines for creating art. Like some people think realism is a better way to create art, some think abstractionism. Yeah, so aesthetics were originally applied to art movements, but now in the 21st century, we kind of consider them more as like in terms of fashion.
Fashion and lifestyle almost.
Yeah.
It starts with, as we're going to get into it, it kind of always starts with fashion and then kind of leaks into like a general lifestyle choice.
Living your life.
By what clothes you wear.
Yep.
So we have a definition here that Zoe's kindly provided for us from Favre of what a fashion aesthetic is. It reads, fashion aesthetics is how a movement combines clothes and arranges them to make a bold statement that is unique and beautiful. Often, the aesthetic extends far beyond fashion to a group's lifestyle, and you could further define it as how an individual wants to appear to themselves and to others.
Yeah, they circle around culture and like social changes. So if you think about like when aesthetics started to get really big in like the pandemic, you had like cottagecore, which really became popular, I think, because of this idea that people wanted to like escape and like everyone was on Zoom and trapped in their homes. So people wanted to get out into the countryside and get away from technology and start breaking bread and stop
breaking bread. I wanted to.
I was distracted because you suddenly went like that.
Yeah, because you tried to hit. You almost hit me in the face. You can see it on the recording. You went like. I could feel the wind from your fingertips.
This is going to be a really chaotic episode.
Yeah, it is, because neither of us are feeling great today.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Or moving on, as in social changes and attitudes. You have something like Harajuku, which is a maximalist style from Japan, which is all about like freedom.
Do you know where the word came from?
No idea.
I'm gonna make an editor's note of that.
Okay. It comes from like the Fruits magazines of like the 90s. And bonus top tip for you guys. If any maximalists out there want some fashion inspiration, go look at Fruits magazine, because that shit is poppin'.
Is it still running?
No, but they have like the archives.
Yeah.
So Harajuku is all about bright styles and color and experimentation, and it's an aesthetic, and it came out of like, it's a reaction, it's a youth culture reaction to like the heavy conservatism of like Japan in the 1980s. And then you've got like dark academia.
So we've got our 3 pillars of the OG aesthetics of cottagecore, Harajuku, and dark academia.
They're examples, they're not pillars.
I think cottagecore and dark academia are like the pillars of modern aestheticism.
Yep.
is what I would argue. Zoe on her notes here wrote for Dark Academia, no people. Then the next note she wrote was horny, and that's all she's got down for Dark Academia.
I just mean because like I feel like Dark Academia is like the horniest aesthetic.
I don't know what. See, okay, when you say I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, it's like
Can we elaborate? What is Dark
it's like
Academia?
Pride and Prejudice and like the Mr. Darcy meme where like he helps Lizzie onto the carriage and then does the hand.
Isn't that
thing.
very unhorny? Because they're only
That's
like,
very horny.
they're only
It's repressed. It's repressed.
but they're
sexuality.
just touching their little hands.
That's the essence. Touching
You are
hands is the
keeping the
essence
mic.
of horny.
Is it?
Yes.
See, I think of like The Secret History. I think is my big. Have you read The Secret History?
No.
Poser. That's fine.
I have it in my bookshelf. I'll get it.
Don't
around
you
to it.
study English?
Yeah,
Get
but
the
not.
fuck
I didn't
out.
study fucking history because I'm not a fucking.
The Secret
loser.
History is not a history. It's about
Well, everyone
classics.
in my history class.
If they did ancient history, they
yeah,
probably did, 'cause
everyone
I
in my
A-level
fucking
classics.
ancient history class and in my modern history class. Not in my, I didn't do any kind of history, but in my high school, everyone in their fucking mothers was reading
Donna Tartt's
Donna Tartt.
Secret History.
And I was sitting there in English Extension 1, and we were reading Frankenstein.
You'd love it. It's so gay.
It probably.
It's really
probably.
It is a bit horny, actually. Now I think about it, but like in a very it's like in like
repressed.
a really, but it's like in a really unsexy way.
I disagree strongly. I think Dark Academia, you know,
No, but like it's
Bridgerton.
it's so unsexual. It's like a Ken doll. I feel like
No,
Okay.
absolutely not.
I feel like
It's tight white shirts.
God.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm learning new things about you today. Should we move on? So Dark Academia is kind of based around like the subcult, like a identity of academia.
Yeah.
So kind of like the university life and, you know, being like studying and reading books and being a student.
And I think that really just pops out of just everyone not being able to like go into like university spaces and stuff like that.
And I think that definitely a real romanticization of the university,
Mm-hmm.
because especially like the old university. I mean, you've got your Sydney Uni aesthetic, your Oxfords and Cambridges, your other US universities that kind of mimic that style of super old architecture. Oh God, I love old English architecture. So I'm just thinking about it now.
The idea of an aesthetic is, I think, really related to like a core fashion idea of like the idea that fashion is curated by you to show the world like who you are and who you want to be, but it is also a very strong exercise, and I think categorization. Not a fan of categorization.
I feel like aesthetics on a very similar vein to like horoscopes. Is that a crazy thing to say?
No, absolutely not.
I think.
What's your star sign? What's your aesthetic?
True. I've seen all the which cottage core outfit are you based on your star sign? But it's things like your star sign. You've got your Myers-Briggs thing or whatever. I guess that's popular. But people want to put themselves into a character because it helps them understand things better, right? Understanding yourself on like a really broad spectrum of anything is really hard, and it's very overwhelming, and especially for young people, like that's your whole life is like trying to
figure out who you are and what you want to be.
And if you're able to narrow that down to select distinct categories, it makes your life much easier.
But
restrictive.
It is restrictive
because you know that this formula works. It's a pre-tested formula. Of that people can easily digest.
But the idea that like you should curate your aesthetic and you should only wear like one aesthetic is ludicrous.
Yes, no.
I have been personally told like by people that are like my punters at trivia that I every time I do trivia I reinvent myself.
Aww.
And that's like that's the goal. I don't want to be doing one aesthetic. I want to be doing all the aesthetics because
I get told I don't wear enough clothes at trivia. I remember once I came in my jorts and one of the bartenders was like, "What are you wearing? Normally you dress sexy." And I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you." I think I wear plenty.
You wear plenty because you are a maximalist.
You saw me. I was wearing loads.
You look great.
Whatever.
I'm trying to, I was trying to do a transition.
You're
And
trying
didn't-
to, sorry, and
you
I was
didn't take
complaining
it at
about, I
all.
was complaining about the trauma of being objectified in my place of work. Sorry, where were you trying to take the
I'm trying to take the aesthetics chat into, I think, maybe the two core aesthetics.
The cause?
The core, yeah. Or maybe like the baselines of different aesthetics, which is minimalism and maximalism. So what are minimalism and maximalism? We've got two quotes from two different people.
I see the word polychrome.
Polychrome is someone that I was referencing in the first episode, if you remember.
I don't.
Well, she's my main fashion inspiration. She is also very much a maximalist, and a lot of her content is about like what maximalism is. And she has this quote that I really like, which is maximalism is the root of joy. It is layered and dynamic and colorful. It invokes life. Maximalism is cohesive and curated, but it is also chaotically cohesive. Maximalism can be dark and neutral, but it will never be boring.
I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Shall I read the one for minimalism?
Yeah, you don't have to read the whole thing. I think just maybe the first bit.
But it's just kind of a definition. So minimalism is defined as a design or style in which the simplest and fewest elements are used to create the maximum effect.
So it's all about like cutting stuff down and
kill your darlings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a bit of a biased perspective on the Stife and Lyle.
I definitely think we have a biased perspective here.
For maximalism.
Maximalism
is king. I also think maximalism is definitely the Gen Z game.
Yes, definitely. I think minimalism gives me like, I don't want to be like the classic like, oh, millennial, but I think minimalism, like the millennial grey wall sort of thing like that, especially interior design. I know it's about fashion, but I think minimalism comes a lot in the aesthetics of I feel like it's like a generational divide.
Yeah,
a little bit, it feels like.
But that's
not strictly.
That's because fashion is secular, guys. That's the thing you learn when you start
and it'll come back the other way. Gen Alpha, better get ready for your minimalism era, because that's what's coming next.
Yeah, fashion is secular. Fashion trends cycle through minimalism, maximalism kind of trends over time. So you know what? We could be maximalist today, but we're gonna be minimalist tomorrow.
I don't know about that one.
I think
Do you think we're gonna become minimalist tomorrow?
Maybe.
Who
knows? I'm only wearing 2 pieces of clothing
that's
today.
because you were at your boyfriend's house last night, so you ran out of clothes.
It's all downhill from here.
Or getting a boyfriend, it's all downhill from there. I speak from experience. Sorry.
This is quickly falling apart.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, minimalism, and it's so easy to get these words tongue-tied.
This is like when I was, it doesn't matter. Minimalism, maximalism.
They are the core of, I think, different aesthetics. And I feel like you can kind of put aesthetics into like minimalist or maximalist boxes most of the time.
So Harajuku, maximalist.
Yeah, and like dark academia, more minimalist. Yeah. But there's so much more to the in aesthetics than minimalist and maximalist, but I think that's a good way to like...
It's a spectrum from which to base your...
Yeah.
Base the aesthetic off of.
Yes. And it's a spectrum to jump off. And I think in the spirit of jumping off, let's take a break.
And then we'll jump off into the next part.
Yeah.
Stife Lyle. Top tip number 2 from Emily. Ironically, this one is one that I do not follow, which is replace your shoes when they wear through. Too many times, over the long period of life, I have just the shoes and they're just breaking and they don't work anymore, and it's just gonna make you sad. And I know it sucks, but sometimes if it's more hole than shoe, you've got to let it go. You've got to move on. And that is the advice I'm hoping to take into the latter part of 2023. Let's talk about Tumblr, the originator of the modern aesthetic. I think TikTok is we're going to talk about TikTok every episode. It is a bit of a cornerstone for kind of
youth fashion
and aesthetic culture and
to an
things
extent.
like that. I mean, I'd say in the day it is like I feel like it's kind of a prime propeller, if you will,
Sure.
of thing. But I think before TikTok, there was Tumblr.
Oh.
There was Tumblr. Were you a Tumblr girly?
Nope, absolutely not.
That's so sad for you. That is so sad for you. How did you learn HTML when you were 13 if you didn't have Tumblr?
I didn't. I don't know how to code.
That's really sad.
I just get my boyfriend to do it for me.
Oh, God. All right, let's talk about... Okay, so...
What kind of Tumblr aesthetics were there?
So,
like, what were the key ones?
The originator, I'd say, like, grunge was, like, the early one. If you kind of look, my first thing that comes to mind was, like, the little outfits that they would pick out in, like, fanfics, when they'd pick out outfits for YN to be wearing.
And, like, the plaid.
Yeah, a lot of flannel. I feel like that was inspired. I feel like a lot of it was inspired by the fandoms that were very popular at the time.
Like Twilight.
Yeah, Twilight,
Hunger Games.
Supernatural.
Ooh.
I think a lot of things, I don't want to list off, I don't want to expose myself too much of what I was consuming at the time. I probably will across the time, but I can really think about a lot of the roots of what people found to be aesthetic was based a lot on the media that people were consuming. So you got the flannel from Supernatural. Yeah. There was a lot of the kind of darker colors that were more suited to kind of, I think there was a lot of like the aesthetism of introvertedness was very, very popular
like,
in that Tumblr
there's like
era.
that kind of persona of like the Tumblr girl.
Yeah, the girl with the stays inside with her. She has a dark color. She's got the posters on the wall.
She's got the super moody.
She's not like other girls.
Yeah.
It was very much like the not like other girls aesthetic that was kind of passed around in those posts. There's one particular artwork that always comes to mind, and it's like the half and half one, and then the one half is like a girl with like blonde hair, and she's got, and like they're both on the computer, but they're both sad. One's like an extrovert, introvert, but they're both sad. Oof. And it shows that women are all sad.
Jesus Christ. But you also had like Twee, which is very, very Zooey Deschanel. Fun fact.
Again, not like other girls.
Yeah, but like quirky girl.
Quirky
like
girl.
Mad
Manic Pixie Dream girl.
I said mad, but it's manic.
It is Manic Pixie Dream girl.
And that's what the hit TV show New Girl was based on. It's like that was like what happens when you put that kind of character in an apartment with three guys, and then you fall in love with the three guys, and it's a beautiful love story.
Did she fall in love with all three of the guys?
Not all three of the guys. Oh, tell me you've never seen New Girl.
I haven't seen New Girl.
I watch New Girl every single
I know you were telling me you started watching it again for the 7th time.
I love New Girl so much.
I've never seen an episode of New Girl.
But we're trying to talk about aesthetics. We're not trying to talk about TV shows.
But we're talking about how the TV shows have influenced the aesthetics.
Well, I talk about New Girl because it's very much capturing, I think, especially in the early seasons, I think it's very much capturing that idea of like the twee, which is like kind of quirky and
the little glasses.
Wears a lot of glasses, a lot of pattern skirts,
pattern mixing. Check out episode 2 of Stife Lyle.
Vintage stuff. So those are kind of like origins of kind of aesthetics that have like a very clear kind of style, and they're very like defined within like a cultural, like in a social media space.
Yeah.
But then you kind of get into the pandemic. So we start to get into kind of more defined aesthetics.
Yes, more specific ones.
We thought we would like to just go through a few of the aesthetics that we think are kind of off and popping at the moment. Things that specifically ones that we're like particularly interested in and that we've kind of know a little bit more about. And we thought we'd just go through them and talk a bit about like what kind of key pieces each aesthetic kind of owns, or you see a lot in that kind of aesthetic. So first aesthetic we've got is the clean girl aesthetic,
the bane of so many people's existence. I think it started very well intentioned as kind of like I feel like it was kind of in that girl boss region of you can do it all. It was very much starting from the thing of self-care, and I think over time people really started to resent this one, which is something I found really interesting about the clean girl aesthetic.
I think the clean girl, it can be it has a specific purpose, and I don't think it's inherently a bad thing. And like I like the style of clean girl. I think it's nice. It's like a nice kind of way to dress. It's like it's more on kind of more the expensive side
but it's like expensive basics.
Yeah, expensive basics. I like the makeup style. I think clean
what,
girl.
No makeup.
Well, clean.
You like no makeup?
clean girl makeup routines, like base makeup routines, are actually very useful because they have a lot of tips on how to get like a really natural finish that can be really useful for like learning how to do makeup. And especially I can do like learn how to do a clean girl base and then put my more eclectic makeup on top of it.
Because I was like, that's not your vibe at all, I would say, generally.
Yeah, but you can learn a lot from every aesthetic.
Yes.
And I think that's something that we can learn a little bit more about and be a bit
Very
more open
true.
to a lot of different aesthetics. So what do you need to be a clean girl? You need an oversized...
shower.
Shut up! You need an oversized blazer.
Oh, no, sorry. You've got a lot of neutrals. There's not a lot of bright color.
No, it's very
present
beige.
in the
Beige!
Oh my god, who's putting their feet up on the table this week? It's not me, I'll tell you that. Zoe. There's a lot of, not a lot of bright colors. I would say this would be a no-go. Absolutely not. No neons. It's all kind of neutrals. Bit of tans.
A bit of tanning.
I feel like it's the classic Lululemon colors.
The idea of like instead of contouring, you do your contour with fake tan, so it looks more natural. And dewy.
It's like high maintenance to be low maintenance.
Yeah,
that aesthetic, that whole thing where people have their like they do stuff in advance. Yeah, so like they lip line with their fake tan. Yeah, so it's like a natural, or like getting your lips tinted or blushed. Yeah, as I've heard them say, so that you don't need to put lipstick on. Not that you need to anyway, but there's
to get the look of lipstick.
It has the look of lipstick.
Like it's natural. It's all about looking clean and effortless and as natural as possible.
But while putting a lot of effort in. Yeah. You've got the slicked back buns. You've got the athleisure, the gel with the little claw clips. It is quite cute.
It is good. I think it's fine.
The claw clips are cute.
No hating on the clean girl aesthetic here. Okay, next up we've got
cottagecore.
I love cottagecore,
which we kind of went into a bit at the beginning. That is a classic, very flowy, long dresses.
Big dresses,
long dresses, long skirts. I mean, they don't need to be. I think there definitely are some shorter length, like sundresses might end up a bit above the knee, and that's definitely fits. But I think it's super characterized by maxi and midi kind of length. Yeah, very feminine.
And I don't know why I'm thinking like apron.
Because it's like baking. Yeah, it's like these things all kind of based around the lifestyle. So for clean girl, it's all inherently intertwined in this lifestyle of like you have your smoothie for breakfast, you got your green juice, you do your yoga in the morning, you have a really clean apartment sort of thing. And then the cottagecore is like you live out, you don't live in the city, you live in a cottage and you make your own bread and you
have chickens
and you paint. I don't know.
Yeah, you friggin' paint.
You frolic in a little field.
Yeah.
I think there is certainly I've definitely seen some more masculine things for cottagecore. It's still not. It's not masculine, but it's like
you can go more masculine with cottagecore. Yeah, like you just get like a linen shirt and some flowers and friggin' call it a day, guys.
Overalls.
Yeah,
that's cute. But it's all very flowy.
Hair scarves, straw hats. Yeah, blouses. Cottagecore people don't wear shirts, they wear blouses.
Not lack of dark colors, not very many dark colors. I say more lights. You will have sometimes bright colors.
Pastels.
A lot of pastels. But very little black and things like that. Yeah. Like your neutrals will more be on the like lighter side. Like
and lots of like florals.
Floral motifs.
Greenery. Little rabbits, maybe a duck in there.
What, like wearing a rabbit?
Like
a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean like prints. Like, so I'm thinking like very Sylvanian families.
Okay. Sylvania core.
Thinking of Sylvania.
What? Dark academia.
Dark academia.
That was another one that I kind of would describe as the cornerstone of the
2020 cause.
I think cottagecore and dark academia came before a lot of the other ones.
Yeah, like they're the OGs.
They're like the mum and dad of the core world,
which is really interesting because they're actually very opposite from each other.
Well, I think that was the idea. Yeah, right? Is that they're very dark academia again is characterized by this living in your old, very like a lot of emphasis on humanities subjects. Yeah. Fuck STEM kids. Dark academia ain't for the STEM kids. No, it's not. But it's like characterized around particularly history, English, Like dead languages.
Archaeology.
I would say classics, but you guys don't really do classics. Mean something different.
Yeah.
So I went to school in England.
Music.
Oh, theatre.
Ooh.
Theatre.
And like Oxford, Cambridge,
Yeah, the
old buildings, sandstone,
prestige and elitism
gargoyles.
is also a big thing around. Like, I feel like old money, but a lot of the time, I feel like archaeology is inherently related around like the pretending to be from money. Like I feel like the aesthetic is almost like is inherently misleading, and I think that's because a lot of the literature that is inspired that is all about like rich people. But then also like an intentional misleading sort of thing. So the kind of pieces that categorize this: coarse sweater vests,
blazers,
neutral, more
like dark and earthy neutrals.
Dark and earthy neutrals.
Loafers.
It's very kind of that. I'm trying to give like the period of time. I feel like early 20th century, but more masculine.
Yeah.
Era, early 20th century.
Dead Poet Society. And then we have Y2K,
which is a very far cry from the clean girl. Well, from all of these, really.
Y2K is great.
I know. I love Y2K.
I think you're very much more Y2K than I am.
Not today, I feel like.
Yeah, but I think you'd go more on that. Yeah. Y2K, turn of the century, 2000s.
We were not alive.
Lindsay Lohan. Hair clips, tiny little shirts, bright colors.
A lot of bright colors, so very different to the clean girl aesthetic.
Animal print.
No neutrals. This is a lot of pattern mixing, a lot of animal print.
Who says I can't wear my Converse
with my dress?
Oh, baby. Yeah, that's Y2K.
It's camp. I feel like Y2K is a lot. Y2K is a lot on the camp.
Yeah,
kind of. I feel like flip phones, but like
pink.
Oh my, hot pink, especially. Like little gemstones.
Yeah.
Are another thing. I think
rainbow.
Tacky, I think, is a big thing of Y2K. It's like camp. It's like so ugly that it's cute.
Good.
It's like I've seen a lot of people bringing back the jeans with the dress over the top,
Lord,
which is a real bold look. I
can see you doing that.
I can see me doing that as well.
Let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
That's a pitch perfect joke.
Really, that was so niche. A lot of low waisted. So I feel like as we got into like the 2010s, people really switched up for the high waisted.
Fashion is secular. We're going back to
but they loved their low waisted stuff in the 2000s. I feel like now it's more general. I feel like now it's hard to kind of pinpoint where we are right now. But there was a Y2K loved their low waisted stuff.
I think because we're coming up onto 35 minutes and we're trying desperately to keep these episodes to 30 minutes long.
Yeah,
I think we should wrap it up.
That's a good.
I think those are the key core aesthetics. We could go on and on.
We could go on and on. These are the ones that we kind of want to talk about. The base ones. I reckon we'll undoubtedly have another aesthetic video because there is so much to go through.
Cosmopolitan has those like 28 aesthetics and find your own aesthetic. And that's the end of that should be the end of this episode, guys.
Yeah.
You don't need to wear an aesthetic. Aesthetics are cool. But you don't need to like wear one aesthetic.
Inspiration. I think we kind of talked in the first episode about how we'll pick a specific vibe for that particular outfit of the day. But as we kind of noticed, there are linking things between all these ones. So you can mix and match these things to create a different thing. And it's nice to have that one vibe for the day, but I wouldn't commit to it for the life because we're not fictional characters. We're real people.
Aesthetics should be used for inspiration. Hey, Stife Lyle. It's that mental connection. That is it for episode 3 of Stife and Lyle. We hope that you enjoyed the episode. Please, hopefully you're watching this on Spotify or on YouTube. But also please check our Instagram. We post our top tips there and we'll have episode updates there and fun little stories. I get really crazy on the stories, guys. And we might actually post some kind of key kind of inspiration pics for all the aesthetics that we did this week.
Oh, that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
So that is it, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week.
I'll We generally will try and get episodes out on either a Friday or a Saturday.
Yeah, it's God.
But we do have weekly episodes. They try and get out on a Friday or Saturday. Often things go wrong and it's more Saturday. So Friday we do aim for Friday though.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for listening and watching.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Have a lovely rest of your week.